What is up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Insights into a Soul. I am your host, Torin. And it's been a while. Again, it happens like this. I seem to trail off on episodes and got stuff going on. Got a lot of things going on in life. But anyway, that's beside the point. You know, a lot of these podcasts, they start as conversations that I have with myself in the shower. You know, I'll stand there and I'll talk through things and try to sort some stuff out in my head. And ultimately it ends with me probably talking to my cat about it, who's currently walking across my desk. Thank you. But I've decided that I need to get in a better habit of actually recording these rather than just talking to myself about them, because I think a lot of the conversations I have are conversations that other people are having with themselves. And I think that it could possibly help someone out there. And again, that's one of the reasons I started this podcast, personal therapy, but also to help others through my struggles, through my thinking and thoughts, and just through my daily life. So yeah, anytime I'm having these thoughts, anytime I'm just struggling with something, or even if I just have like a random conversation with myself or my cat, I just need to start hitting the record button wherever I am and talking through it. So today I was talking to myself about, really the struggle the past few days I've been struggling. And just trying to figure out some things around my personal creativity. So, you know, I have a very good job. Make a decent living. Everything's taken care of. And, you know, it's a great job. It's a great place to work. Great company, great people. So there's nothing wrong there. It's good. But then there's this longing inside of me that still wants to do more. And I don't know what that drive comes from or why. I mean, I have this perfectionist nature, which I've worked on over the years, but I just constantly feel this push to do something more, to do something different. You know, the opportunities are there at work, which are great to grow and to excel. But I guess because I've moved into a position of more producing and directing, I'm not hands-on creating as much, like creative video, creative shooting, and my photography has kind of been very stagnant. So there's been this question lately of, how do I push myself to be more creative? How do I continue to grow? And then it came up yesterday, like, well, how do I put together a portfolio now as a director producer instead of a creator per se? And it hit me. This morning I was having this conversation and I'm like, why? Why do I have this drive? Why do I feel this need to do this stuff? Like, I've got a lot of hobbies and side ventures, and those are just ways that I continue to push myself to do the things that I enjoy, to get inside the creative energy that's inside of me, to get that out. And one of those is photography. And I haven't been doing a whole lot of that, partly because of COVID and the state of things, but also because I just don't push myself to do it. I have a studio space that I never use that I'm paying for. And, you know, I'm very uninspired lately for shoots and for photography and things like that. And then I'm also, and this is another big struggle I have with my freelance work and my side projects, I don't like charging people. You know, I do photo shoots for friends. They hit me up all the time. The other weekend I did one for a couple people. And I don't charge them, because part of me, I do it because I enjoy it. I'm not looking to make money. I don't need to make money to survive. You know, anything I make on my side work is extra, which is good. But I'm very bad about charging for the work that I do. And, you know, then you move into my video stuff. And why am I trying to build a freelance portfolio? I had to ask myself, well, I really don't know why I'm trying to build a freelance portfolio. Like, I don't need freelance work. I don't need extra work. But I guess it's something I feel, I guess what it is, you know, you look at people and you see what other people are doing out there, and you feel this need to do more because they're doing more. Imposter syndrome, I don't know. The guy next door, you know, the what are the neighbors doing type thing, maybe. But then part of it feels like sometimes it's a reminder that maybe I'm not doing as much as I could be doing, or I should be doing. But by what standards? Whose standards? You know, it's like, what says that I have to go out there and be a freelance video creator, a photographer, an artist, Nothing says that I have to do that. I think when we get in these worlds, these creative worlds, I feel that if I'm not constantly creating, if I'm not constantly making something new, if I don't constantly have stuff to put in my portfolio, then am I really a creator? Or am I just an imposter? Am I just somebody pretending? Maybe I'm not as good as I really am. And I think it's funny because what tells us this? What says to us, hey, if you're not creating your own content, if you're not updating your Instagram, then you're not doing enough. You're not doing what you need to do. I think it's really silly when you step back and think about it, because at the end of the day, before social media, there wasn't really this pressure on us as creatives and creators to put out side hustles. Before social media was big, and interestingly enough, like, I lived a little bit in a time before Twitter and before Facebook really grew into the monsters that they are now. There wasn't this big need to constantly push. Like, we created stuff. We created videos and short films because we wanted to do it. And I think this was inspired by another Instagram post that I saw yesterday. Was that somebody posted, if you don't post about the process, if you don't post about a project pre-project or during the project or even post-project, like if you never state that the project happened, then did it even happen? Did it even have an impact? And the question, I think, was just the person asking because they're struggling with the same type of thing. It's why do we feel this need to put everything out there on social media? Everything. Like, everything. We put our lives out there. We put our food out there. Like, nobody cares what you're eating. Some of your friends might, and I share it with my friends that I have those food relationships with. Food porn, as we call it. Because sometimes you just have a steak and it looks really good and you share it with your friends. But not everybody wants to see that, which is why I don't post all that stuff on social media. And if you do, it's fine. There's food bloggers out there. There's people that make livings doing that, and that's totally fine. But before all this social media stuff, like, I never felt this pressure before to constantly have to be creating something, to be doing something, to be showing my value. Because I have a day job, and I'm a producer, editor, creator at this place, and I do stuff on the daily basis. I'm constantly, like, working on projects and creating things, and it's stuff that, no one's ever going to know that I worked on, which is fine because I don't do it for recognition. I don't do it for awards. And I help create content that helps make the company money, that helps recruit new people to the company, that helps just increase visibility and provides education. I mean, there's a lot of benefits to the work that I create. And it's not just me. It's, I work with a team and we all work together to make content that's great. And that's the thing. So, like, I'm daily working on stuff. I'm doing things every day, and it doesn't matter if it's on social media or not. Sometimes I'll post to social media. Sometimes I'll post hey, the crew, we're working on this today because it's something fun and exciting. And I like to share that because I like to share that energy, especially if we're, like, just trying to create visibility for hiring. Like, guys, look what we're doing. We're doing this fun stuff. Come work with us. But there's nothing that says I have to put out myself. I have to put myself out there. Even this podcast, like, I felt this incessant need at the beginning to do this podcast weekly. And it became a job. It became this pressing need, this pressure to perform, this pressure to create. And I think if we do something because we enjoy doing it and we push too hard into that, then it doesn't become a hobby. It doesn't become a joy. It doesn't become a passion anymore. It becomes a job. And jobs aren't bad, but jobs have their place. Like, this podcast doesn't make me money. Maybe it will one day. Who knows? That's the dream, right? But my friend reminded me of that the other day. Because I've started streaming recently, and I made it to affiliate. An affiliate level on Twitch means that you can monetize your streams. You make money off of it. People can subscribe to your channel. People can donate to you, tip, all this stuff. Then any ads that run on your channel, you make money off of. So I'm making a little bit of money off of this thing. But to be really big, you've got to push yourself. You've got to create content, and not necessarily create extra content. I think there's this, like, mentality out there in the streaming world that you have to create YouTube and Instagram and TikTok content to be relevant. Now, granted, it helps you. It helps you grow. It helps on, quote-unquote, the grind. But it's not necessary. I've seen a lot of streamers out there that are up in the thousands of viewers and subscribers, and all they do is play. But again, they're professional players, or they're people like that, so they have an audience that's coming into them. So I do this for fun, and I do this because it's something I want to do. And the conversation with my friend was a reminder that, if I want this to grow, I'm going to have to push a little bit more, and I'm going to have to grind, and I'm going to have to do some of that extra work and put in the extra hours. So I got to find a way to do that while still enjoying it, while it's still being fun for me. And, I think that's the thing. If we want something to be really successful, it does take work. It's going to be work. If I want my photography to be successful, it's going to take work. I'm going to have to put in the extra effort to promote myself, to network. Same thing with streaming. Same thing with anything that we do. Any side hustle that we do. And I hate the term side hustle. That's a whole other conversation for another time. But anything that we do, any endeavors that we pursue on the side, we have to put that extra effort into. So it's finding that balance to where we're putting forth the effort to grow, and an understanding that if we aren't growing as fast as we want, sometimes things just don't grow that fast. Sometimes things are just a slow burn, and they just take time. They take time to build an audience, or to connect and network with people and build those relationships, those friendships, and the trust. So one, sometimes it takes time. Two, sometimes, you got to put in the extra effort for things. If you want something to grow and you actively want it to become bigger, you have to put in that extra effort. So you have to find the sacrifices. So maybe it's getting into a cadence. And that's something I'm working on with my streaming, is that, Monday, Wednesday, Friday are my scheduled stream days. And then Tuesday, Thursday are going to be my content creation days, where I edit streams down or create content for social media. And, I just got to find that balance. I've got to work on it for a couple hours a day here and there. And then just create the content. Or I just have to sit down and actually do it all in one day. Like after work, just sit down, and I'm not streaming or playing any games tonight. I'm just going to edit my content and then have some stuff ready to throw out over social media for the next, week or so. And then sometimes you just have to say to yourself, number 3, it's okay. This doesn't need to be anything more than a hobby. And I think it's okay. We just need to enjoy certain things. Just enjoy things. It can be a hobby. You can be a photographer, and you don't have to turn it into a paying career. It can be something you enjoy doing, that you create beautiful images when you have the time and when you find the inspiration. And I think that's the other thing, is that a lot of creativity, especially like my photography, my video and stuff like that, it's inspiration. You find a muse, you find something that speaks to you, that inspires you, that makes you want to create, and then you go out there and you create it. And if you're forcing yourself to create, you don't have something creative, then it's not going to be that great of a product, right? You can tell when someone does something that's inspired or uninspired. So it's okay if something is just a hobby, if it's just something you enjoy doing. You don't need to turn it into a passion or a job or, your big thing that you focus in on. That's okay. It's okay to leave it as something you do every now and then, to do it as a hobby, to do it because you enjoy it. And I think that's the thing, is finding that balance in life. You do things, you have a job, so do your job, do it well, do it to the best of your abilities. And, I'm constantly looking at, how can I grow in my job? How can I grow my skills? And so, I had to wrestle with that, and I had to ask myself, why am I trying to put together a portfolio? Why do I even care about social? Why? Because people on social media can see me and say, oh, shoot, look, this guy does videos. He's a great guy. He's good at what he does. Well, I know I'm good at what I do because it's what I do for a living. But, I had to stop myself, because why do I need a portfolio? I don't need one. I'd like to have one because I like to showcase my work. I want other people to enjoy the stuff that I've created, or maybe I want to invite people in on that journey. And that's fine. That's fine. But I don't need to kill myself and push myself to create something like that. My photography, do I need it to be my full-time gig? No. No, I don't. I do it because I enjoy it. So why do I beat myself up when I don't have enough shoots or I'm not putting out content regularly? Again, visibility. Before social media, we didn't put stuff out on the regular. We weren't showing our friends every other day, hey, look what I created. Look at this photo I took. Like, we weren't doing that. Like, we'd get together every now and then and share our content. Or if you have a client that you come across, you show them your portfolio that was printed out in a book. So I think that's where I'm at. And there's a good place to be in that I don't feel a pressure to create. Finding that voice and that spark to create when you're inspired. And if you want to share it with the world, go ahead and share it. If you don't. Because ultimately, what are we doing? What are we doing it for? What are we doing anything for? We're doing it for ourselves, right? We're doing it for personal growth, personal development, and personal joy. And that's fine. That's what hobbies should be. That's what, that's why you enjoy things. People go bird watching. Why? Because they're not going to run and tell their 50,000 followers, look what bird I found. That's people that want to be influencers. If you want to be an influencer, cool. But understand that being an influencer is a grind. Being a professional in your field is a grind. If you want that to be your full-time gig, if you want to move from what you're doing now, maybe sitting at a desk working 10 hours a day, to being a full-time photographer, it's going to take a lot of effort on the side. And that's what my friend reminded me of. It's going to take a lot of side effort. If I want to make streaming a full-time gig, it's going to take a lot of effort outside of work. It's going to take that grind, that push, that content creation, and it's going to take late hours some days. But if I don't want that to be my full-time thing, and I want to just do it because I enjoy it, then don't put the pressure on yourself. Don't put the pressure on yourself to do extra. Push here and there where you can. Pepper in a little bit of flavor. But don't push yourself. Don't kill yourself to pursue something that's just a hobby. But again, if you want to turn it into something bigger than that, then by all means, network, push, put in the extra hours. We all know that we don't achieve anything unless we put in the time and the effort. So I guess this podcast today is just a reminder that not everything has to be a showcase. Not everything has to be on display for the world to see. Whether it's something you do or create, you don't have to share it with everyone unless that's your job. Unless that's what's going to help you grow, unless that's going to help you achieve the next level, then by all means, do what you got to do to promote yourself, to push yourself, to inspire yourself. But don't feel pressure. Don't feel pressure to perform. Don't feel pressure to create. Don't feel pressure to show off. It's okay. Take a break. Take some time. Relax. Things will happen. And sometimes, we push ourselves so much that we burn ourselves out and we hate our passions. We hate that thing that we used to enjoy and used to love. I know that I pushed myself so much for a while that I started to hate my photography and creating. And it became a chore for me. And I think I'm finally coming around the mountain, getting around that turn where stuff is, I can enjoy it again. I have the gear to create videos and photos. I have the gear to stream, but I don't need to make it something bigger than it is, and that's okay. I'm okay doing it because I enjoy it. I'm okay not being a big personality in that field. I'm okay not showing everything that happens every day on social media. So hopefully this inspires you. Hopefully this helps you. Maybe you've been struggling. You've got a lot of side things going on. My roommate, she works a 9 to 5, and she's pushing to be a cosmetologist. And with that comes a lot of sacrifice. She's got to go to school until 10:30 every night. So she's up at 7:30 and then doesn't get home until 10:30. So she's pushing, these 15-hour days. But it's to better herself. It's to get into a career that she wants to enjoy and wants to do. So she wants to turn that passion of hers into a career. And so she's putting in the extra effort. I don't need that drive, and maybe you don't either. You know what? Maybe you're doing something and you're killing yourself to put content out there, to be in the public eye. Well, just step back for a second and ask yourself why. Are you doing it because you really want to grow and you really want to become something different and you really want to shift into that? Or are you doing it for recognition? Are you doing it for vanity? Are you doing it to prove to the world, hey, look at me, I'm relevant, I'm doing something? Because sometimes it's okay not to shout at the world and let everyone know what you're doing. Sometimes it's okay just to do things in quiet and enjoy them. Enjoy them yourself. Enjoy them with your small circle of friends. And it just becomes noise out there because maybe it just needs to stay with you and something that you do to inspire you and to keep you moving. Whatever it is that you're doing, though, whatever you're pursuing, I hope that it works out. I hope that you continue to find your passion, find your path. If you're feeling down about things, just know that it happens. We go through highs and lows. We go through valleys. And sometimes you're going to feel uninspired and want to quit and give up. It's in those times that you need to slow down and just remember, hey, it'll be okay. You know, you're going to get there. You're going to find your inspiration again, but you might just need to take a rest, take a step back, relax, reset, and refocus. That's what I've had to do. That's what this past few days has been for me, is just that struggle, that trying to figure out the why. Thank you, Simon Sinek. Trying to find my why. Start with why. Why are you doing it? Why are you doing what you do? Are you doing it for fame and recognition? Are you doing it to be successful? Are you doing it because you enjoy it? Find your why and go from there. Because some things you're going to talk about and you're going to wrestle with, and you're going to say, why am I doing this? And you're going to look at it and be like, why am I doing it? Oh, I'm doing it because I thought I wanted to be popular. I thought I wanted to prove myself in this area, but heck, I don't need to prove myself at all. And that's okay. And there's freedom in that. You know, why do I want to do my streaming? Well, do I want to be a big Twitch streamer? Sure. Do I want to put in all the effort right now? A little bit. And that's fine. But ultimately, at the end of the day, I want to use my streaming platform to connect with others, to help people. And that's why I continue to do it. Why do I do this podcast? Why? I don't even know if a ton of people listen. Sometimes maybe I'm just talking into the void, and that's fine. But why am I doing it? I'm not doing it to be famous. I would like that one day. Maybe I would like to speak and share this knowledge with people at conferences and stuff like that. But I'm doing it for myself. I'm doing it to get out what's inside. And I'm doing it to maybe help someone else, inspire someone else. If I help one person through what I do, then it's been worth it. If I can change one life, if you can change one life by being you and by doing something, then you've accomplished something. So I don't even know what I'm going to title this episode today. I just random shower musings into a microphone, I guess. I'm not in the shower, mind you. I had this conversation with myself while I was in the shower. But yeah, so that's it, guys. That's it. Just find your why. It's okay to rest. You'll get where you need to go. Just ask for help if you need it. I'm here. I'm always here to chat. I'm always here to vent. Thank you to everyone who does listen and supports the podcast. Thank you to everyone who tunes in. You guys are appreciated. I appreciate you. I appreciate the feedback. I appreciate the likes and the shares. Make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you share it with your friends. Maybe someone needs to hear this. We'll send it to them. Be like, hey, you need to listen to Insights into a Soul because you need some insights into your soul. That was cheesy. But no, some people might need to hear this. And I hope it helps you. I hope that maybe I can put words together for you that you haven't been able to put together. So until next time, see you guys. Thanks for joining us on this episode of Insights into a Soul. If you enjoyed this podcast, make sure to like and subscribe and to share it with your friends. Make sure to follow us on Facebook, Insights into a Soul, on Instagram @TorinH, and if you have suggestions for future episodes or topics, or if you'd like to be on the podcast, contact us, insightsintoasoul@gmail.com.